This is unpopular opinion, and this is why I think you should be carrying one up in your self-defense pistol. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Quentin the Gun Guy. This is unpopular opinion. This is my opinion that's probably going to be unpopular. This is where I tackle various nuances in the firearm community, some polarizing points usually on my topics. And today we are doing one up, or carrying the chamber with a round in it. A lot of guys prefer carrying empty chamber, and I'll be discussing the reasons behind their methodology of not carrying one up, and then some problems that might arise if you don't carry one up. As always, all the firearms in the vicinity is clear and safe, no ammunition lying around or inside the firearms. But as I go along showing you the different firearms, I will show you that they are clear. So let's start off with this. This is a little axe that I use to chop up wood for having a brine. So what does this and your firearm have in common? Well, both are tools. If you haven't seen my tools versus weapon video, check out, the link should be popping up here. So let's say you think that this axe is too dangerous like this. So let's say you pull off this handle because it's too dangerous to use it like this. So whenever you want to use it, you have to go put on the handle and then use it then. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't really. So if I think of a firearm the same way, so a firearm is safe and clear. If I think of a firearm the same way, it's just a tool to do one thing. It's made to shoot. So in that case that you need it to shoot, it needs to shoot. You don't want to first put the handle on and then use it. Same with this. You don't want to first put a round in the chamber and then use it. It takes time. So in a life-threatening scenario, that's probably time that you don't have. So whenever I do the empty chamber thing, I need to pull the slide back and able to pick up a round into the chamber. So that means that I need time and I need distance. That's something that's in a self-defense scenario is a quite scarce thing. Having both hands is something that we take for granted, but this hand might just be busy. It might be busy in holding the attacker away, something like that. But we'll discuss that a bit further later in the video. So as you can see, I've got a Glock 19 that I carry every day. Let's just go back into my history with handguns first. So I started off with this little 38 Rossi. This is safe and clear. So this little 38 Rossi, I started off as a inherited firearm from my grandfather. So this has no external safety, and there's no way that you can carry this with an empty chamber. It's just a cylinder. If you load rounds into it, then it's ready to rock and roll. But if I use the same mentality as carrying empty chamber, then I load up this cylinder, load it up now, and then I keep it open like this because I'm too scared that it's just going to go off. So that's the 38 Special. Then I moved on to the 357. This is empty chamber as well. As you can see, this is safe. Same thing here. So there's no way that you can carry this with an empty chamber. So that's why having no safety and having one in the chamber wasn't weird for me. So this is a firearm. It's made to shoot. If I load this up and I put it down on the table for the next 20, 50, 100 years, is it going to go off by itself? Well, no, it's not going to go off by itself. What's going to make it go off? My trigger finger. So this firearm needs someone to pull the trigger for it to go off. So if you keep your trigger finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot, there's no reason to carry empty chamber. So same thing with the Glock. If it's empty, it's clear. So it's gonna stay like this condition for the next 100 years. It's not gonna go off until I pull on that trigger like that. So what's the reason why someone would want to carry with an empty chamber? So some of the reasons are that you are scared of your firearm. So you're scared that it's just going to go off. So we just proved that it's just not going to happen, it's not viable. Another thing is that you don't have faith in your abilities. So you think that you are by accident just going to pull the trigger. So if you're scared of that, maybe just go to the range, get some training from proper instructors, get you a proper organization, something like that, which gets me to my next point, training. So if you are part of an organization, or if your instructor advocates the use of carrying empty chamber, you probably need to get a new instructor. There's no reason to carry with an empty chamber. Which gets me to my next point, which most people use as an argument of the Israelis carry like that. Well, you need to go through the history of why they do that, but I'm not going to go into that now. So if your Israeli instructor taught you that, and you're teaching other people that as well, maybe you need to go reassess the tactics. That's old tactics of 60 years ago at least. So if you need to reassess your tactics, then you need to reassess your instructor as well. So if you're still teaching this, I don't know why. Now, let's go through some of the problems that might arise if you are carrying with an empty chamber. So before you carry on, this is a mag, and this is a dummy round. So this isn't a live round, but keep that in mind for later. We're going to demonstrate some stuff. So, problems that might arise, as stated earlier, is time. You might not have the time to get your firearm out and use it after racking the slide first. So time is something that you don't have. Another one is stress. So whenever you are in a life-threatening scenario, there's going to be an adrenaline dump. Everything's going to slow down, and you actually are probably going to slow down as well. If you don't believe me, just go to a shooting competition where either the buzzer goes or something like that. That adrenaline dump isn't even comparable to what happens in real life. So now I'm stressed and everything works slightly different than it normally does. So dummy round in. So let's say that I'm empty chamber and I cleared my garment successfully. So the firearm is out, but now I need to rack the slide first. So I present, and then you can see the trigger is set. So I present and it goes click. So that's now extra time to do immediate action drill. So I need to tap, I need to rack, and then present again. So only now there's actually a round in the chamber. So what happened is that I short stroked it, which means that the slide didn't go back far enough to pick up the round for it to go into the chamber. So short stroking, that's a major problem. So as stated earlier, you need the use of both hands to be able to do this. So there are various other ways of getting around it, but we'll get to that now. So let's say you've been shot in the one arm. So let's say whether it's left, whether it's right. So you don't have the use of one arm. So whether it's been stabbed or whether it's been shot, doesn't really matter. So I carry in the appendix position, which is quite a nice position for myself. So I can get to my firearm with either hand. So I can go into whatever garment I've got, whether it's a shirt or anything like that, and I can draw and I can engage the target with my firearm. If I do with the left, let's say my right arm's out, I can run in my hand through my garment, defeating it, get it out, and get my firearm out using my left hand. So what happens is, if you don't have the use of both hands, you can rack the slide with your boots or with your belt. If I come out, you can rack it on your belt like that. That's extra time. How long do you think is that going to take if the attacker is on you? So another one is that I stated earlier is that this hand might be busy. So it might be busy in keeping your attacker away. So this is just a way of creating space. To get your firearm, you need to create space to engage it. So when you have someone that's right on top of you, assaulting you, something like that, it's very difficult going for a firearm in the best case scenario of having it ready to go in the one position. But if I go for that, keeping the one hand away, I can engage from there. So if I don't have that ability, I need to keep the attacker away or move to create distance, get it out, and then I need to try and get it loaded. So that's just extra time, extra set of thinking, which is probably going to be difficult for your mind, because with that adrenaline dump comes a very narrow thought process. So it's very difficult to process other things whilst you're busy trying to save your life. So in a case where time is going to be of essence, either time or maneuverability, whenever you take more time than needed, that might be someone's life that you are going to possibly not be able to save, whether it's your own or whether it's someone else's that you love. So if you think about that, if you think about, well, I was too scared to carry one up, but if I did, I might have been able to save someone's life with that. That's reason enough just to carry one up. And that's it, guys. If you really think that I just talked bull dust, please comment down in the comment section. Let's have a conversation. But before you do that, if you still think that I'm wrong, just Google, go to any of the instructors, the proper instructors from around the world. Just go and try and find some info of them advocating carrying in the empty chamber position. You're probably not going to find it. So maybe reassess your training organization. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If I can trust the firearm to be in the appendix position in the one up condition, then that's reason enough to carry one up as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please share it to your friends that might not be carrying one up yet. And as always, like, subscribe. Cheers.